women with hair loss and alopecia. And he was sitting there in the interview, like, talking, like, just sitting there listening to the lady's story, and she was bald and had alopecia and didn't even have eyebrows. Like, she was to the point where she didn't have any body hair at all. And she was sitting there telling him, like, believe it, like, most people don't know it or, like, want to believe it until they don't have hair, but, like, your self-image is all, like, wrapped up in your hair and your...
A lot of men are very used to that.
Looks and your...
Well, there's an NBA player that has alopecia, and, like, I guess that dude was pissed that he even made that joke.
Yeah, it's like, it's a disease, like you can't control, and he knew about it. Like, I don't know if he knew specifically about her case, but he knew about alopecia and the effects it had on people, especially women, black women who, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She's always had her hair short.
Yeah.
This is the first time that she's been bald, but she's always had her hair very short.
Yeah.
The hair in the black community is a very, very,
very important thing.
Yeah, it's like
you can wear a wig.
Well, that too, but what are you gonna draw on your eyebrows?
Well,
and then...
I mean,
most women do anyway.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's a choice for them.
Yeah. No reason to march onto the front stage of the Oscars and smack somebody for a joke.
I mean, I don't know. It's like having a disability. Like, you can't cover it up completely, but you can do things that aren't gonna make people stare at you constantly and not even be able to talk to you about real shit.
And also, it was such a tiny joke too. Like, just like it was a GI, like he says, GI Jane joke.
Well, I think what it is that through Jada's, like, the Red Table Talk, like, she has had several conversations about alopecia and how has it affected her life.
She also says that that she can laugh about it.
But
she said that in that show, she said that she can laugh about it.
But no, it's just a silly thing.
In the beginning of the video, Will Smith laughs at the joke, and it cuts to him laughing at it. And then Jada got pissed, and then he stood up and smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. He laughed at the joke. It was a video.
I don't know why you're pointing at me. I was about to agree with you, so I don't know why you're pointing at me.
He laughed at the joke. Don't you say he didn't?
Sheesh! You're gonna die.
Give me 1 second, because I still have tears in my eyes.
He's dying inside.
You have a grumpy face by default.
Man, I don't even live here.
Did I remember my keys, or am I just stupid?
Oh, I don't like how this is going.
I think it's for dummies.
God, I smell dog shit.
But I also think
that's a toxic relationship already anyway.
I mean, yeah.
So it's just a thing. Like, I really don't. I mean, I understand why it's a big talking point, but I also don't understand why it's such a.
No, not at all. They handled their shit afterwards.
That was it.
And then he made a public apology too. So
that's just.
Well, they're wanting to strip him of his Oscar now too.
It was like a 50-50 thing where like half of the people were like stripping of the Oscar.
But that just goes more into the cancel culture. Like, oh, you did this, so now you don't deserve the Oscar. No, he still won regardless. Like,
that's what a lot of people were like. A lot of the people that talked about were saying was like, hey, like he won this for the thing he did.
Yeah.
Well, think about what they do to athletes. They don't strip them of shit unless they do some real bad shit over and over again. Most of the time,
pretty aggressive.
No. That has nothing to do with it. They're more of a public figure for kids than so-called celebrities.
Look at Ben Roethlisberger. He'll probably still go into the NFL Hall of Fame.
They have, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have ways of penalizing people who foul up the works with their attitudes and shit like that. They give them fines. You know what I mean? You get a hard fine, and you may or may not that's it. Like, they may blacklist you for certain roles. Like, oh no, we don't want you anymore. That's okay.
Now, I don't necessarily agree with how he handled it, because that could have been
could have been all talk.
It could have been, hey. Like, he could have walked up, leaned in his ear, and be like, bro, she's got alopecia. Like, that's not cool. Chris Rock would have felt like a fucking idiot and probably apologized right then and there.
Yeah, it could have been in his acceptance speech, too.
Yeah.
Like, he could have waited till then.
I mean, it could have been handled way differently.
Yeah. It could have.
But on the other hand...
It could have just been...
And they flaunted it afterwards. They flaunted it in a video after the Oscars. How they caused chaos at the Oscars.
I mean,
what's funny is I would have never known the Oscars were going on if that didn't happen.
Same, I didn't know the Oscars were going on, but then I got an email.
True. That's the only...
But, I mean...
And he stole the entire
I think
Oscars.
Will Smith is dealing with a lot more, and I won't even say I know he's dealing with a lot more mentally, and that was probably somewhat of a breaking point.
Why stand up for her though? At that point,
Because it's still his wife.
It's still,
yeah.
and I mean, he even said like love makes you do stupid things.
Yeah.
And
the way he walked up so nonchalantly, he took his time to walk onto the stage, looked Chris in the eye. That wasn't a love makes you do crazy things. That was a I'm planning on doing this. I'm taking my time coming up, striking.
No,
you.
I mean,
looking smug as I walk.
it was
away.
because he laughed
felt
at first.
violated, I'm
but
sure.
did you? I mean, Jada. Did you see the way Jada looked at him?
Yeah, but that's
was a look
that's
of,
now
like-
saying that that's not love. That's saying that oh, you're gonna get some shit if you don't do something about this right now. Because he was laughing at it. He thought it was funny. He looks at his wife.
But
he knows
no,
his
that
wife
is-
is angry at him for laughing at it.
So that's love.
That's
he
not
wants to
love,
make
that's spite.
no. He wants to make her happy. So he did what she wanted
I
him
think
to
he just
do.
doesn't want to have a fight later.
I don't think people think shit like that through. You know what I'm saying?
That's
He just
also
got
fair.
triggered, man. Like he's a family
he
man.
didn't get triggered because he was laughing. If
No.
his genuine
You don't
first
get to
reaction was-
dictate. You don't get
I
to
mean-
dictate how someone feels about something because, like,
If someone's laughing initially, they're not going to turn around and hit you.
my
They're
very
laughing.
first reaction to violence and rage when I get pissed off is to start laughing.
Okay, so
He snickered though. He went like
First
he
of
looked at it
all-
and laughed at it like it was a good joke.
first of all, their seats actually were all front center stage, so
Mm-hmm.
the camera was going to be on them all the time.
Regardless, yeah.
And they get told that this is all pre-rehearsed. This is all everyone knows what to expect when you go to this shit. They're sitting there having a good time, being a part of the show, being a good audience. Like, ha, yeah, it's all funny, ha, ha. And then it clicked in his head. He's like, wait a minute. And then he looked at her and he was like, we just got violated. Like
It
in
clicked,
public.
it clicked at his wife's head and she let him know about
I'm
it,
sure-
I think.
I'm sure the wheels were turning. He said, he's like, the whole world's watching this.
Well,
we just got violated.
and you can see it on his face. He
Yeah.
does snicker, looks at her, and was like, "Fuck."
You know what I mean? Like they're trying to be the people that they're supposed to be on the stage and look pretty and smile and laugh at all the jokes. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I mean, but he's also dealing with the entanglement that they have going on as well.
what's an open
Entanglement?
marriage?
That's his quote.
It's an
I don't
open.
think he wants it to be though.
Well, I mean, we're
don't
not
think he wants
we're
to
not
be.
to decide that. That's their business.
No, I mean,
about-
I agree, but if it's something that he doesn't want and he's dealing with that, and then this happens as well,
And she shows no remorse for it.
It
and
just,
everything
like-
about it.
well, I think it was.
a person can only take so much
And it
mentally.
was like I say kid, but it was like I don't remember the age of the dude that she slept with when she got him like rehabilitated and then slept with him.
Well, I mean, they invited him into the house to help help him get better, and then all that happened.
Because their kids loved him. Like there's
Yeah,
dozens
no,
of
yeah.
pictures with them all hanging out
Yeah.
and like having a good time. Jaden and
But like mentally,
Willow.
that can fuck with you like
And you
pretty
find out
bad.
that guy sleep with your wife, and then she says she's never been like she hasn't been happy in years. To your face while you're bawling.
yeah, I'm sure they had an open marriage before that, but that point was just like,
Yeah,
you're not gonna tell me shit anymore.
yeah.
Oh, we're gonna
like,
keep.
yeah,
we're gonna,
that's
we're
what I'm
gonna
saying.
keep
Is like
secrets. We're gonna do
like
this
that
shit.
mentally. We'll fuck.
I
With
thought
you.
we had an agreement. You know what I mean? Like that's probably exactly what happened.
he deals with that every day. Since
And then
that
that
happened.
and then that movie he was in somebody else's head. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like he was in a very vulnerable man's head who like had shit on the line.
Right.
That was it.
right.
like
I
that-
don't know because he also stole the entire Oscars, where like a lot of other people would have had their time.
No, everybody
Every
fucking
now and
does
then
that.
Oscars about
Everybody
him.
does that now,
I mean, yeah,
right?
that's true. Like it's all about a spectacle. Like
I mean,
if
after-
Kanye would have
that.
been there.
Afterwards, they
Or
said.
he'd
I
win
mean,
an Oscar.
I didn't watch it because obviously I don't really care.
Yeah.
But
I was asleep.
they said that everything went on as normal. People were still making jokes. People were still having a good time.
Oh yeah, Chris Rock still did a thing.
They're all professionals.
But
It's
I just saw a story
people
today
break.
that his
Sometimes people just break.
comedy, his next show went from $46 a ticket to $540 a ticket.
Yeah, other comedians
That's
were
nuts.
saying like if he because when Will says keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, you can see Chris Rock. He goes like he wants to say something, like he has something lined up, like keep other men out your wife's mouth or something like that. He like you could tell he wanted to say something.
The second time he was like, okay, I will.
Yeah, he was like, all right, I will. But I think if he would have said something, I think his
It's so
tickets
funny
would
that
have skyrocketed.
for like the first 5 posts I saw about it, everyone, it's staged. I'm like, bro, that wasn't staged.
Did you hear the slap?
Yeah.
Chris
Not only
Rock
that,
even messes up his
not only
speech
that,
afterwards.
but it's Will Smith. Man made a career of non-cussing rap. You think he's gonna drop the F-bomb
That's
on
true.
live TV?
He doesn't cuss. Yeah, he said fucking.
He said it twice
Yeah.
on live TV.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he's literally
That's a
talks
real.
about it
That's
just
real.
because.
He
that
was
ain't
pissed.
That ain't staged.
He
That's
was-
real.
he
That's
was-
real emotion.
My only thing is I would have found it hard not to just bust up laughing, getting open-handed
Right?
slapped in the face
Yes,
by the
that too.
Fresh Prince. Like I would just be like,
Being Chris Rock too, like a comedian.
You could tell he probably wanted to, but at the same time, he was really shook about what just happened. Like he's like in shock. You know what I'm saying? More
I saw
of
a thing that was
anything.
like, it was like,
In
it would have been a
shock.
lot different if it was The Rock.
yeah, that's
I
all.
heard a lot of those. Yeah,
That's all.
if it was
man.
The Rock.
Just
It's like, well, I don't know.
He
if
wouldn't
can
say
reach
shit like that though. He's
No, he
like-
wouldn't, 'cause he's
an
the
advocate
nicest
for
fucking guy ever.
Cancer and autoimmune people. He does all the crazy.
Well, he
shit.
also has like
Giveaways.
financially he doesn't want to say like anything like that.
no.
He has a lot of things going on where it's just like I'm not going to say something stupid like that. But a comedian that has a special has a show coming up, fucking say some crazy
Well,
stuff.
right before, I mean, this is going to The Rock. Right before the Super Bowl, which he was coming out to, he went full on and supported Joe Rogan during that whole thing. And then once he got backlash, he was like, "Sorry, shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have backed him. Should because he was like, I don't want to fuck up my image. Like,
At that point, you can't take stances. Like,
no,
because you will be
can't.
wrong in
exactly,
some form
yeah,
or fashion.
because you
no
can't.
stances.
We live in a world that nobody's happy.
If everyone asks you a question, be like, you have to ask these companies first and see if they're okay with it, and then I'll tell you how I
Yeah.
feel.
And like everyone was like, "Oh, Rock's a big pussy." I'm like, you would not say that to him.
If someone said, if you say this, I'm going to take $50 million from you, you would go like, no, what do I have to
I'm
say?
sorry, I won't say it again.
I will
a
sew
lot of
my
money.
mouth shut.
It's a lot of
Well,
money.
I think that here's the opportunity. I think that any given moment, like day-to-day standard time, you could go up to The Rock and call him a pussy because you're gonna have so many eyes on you that if he retaliates to you calling him a pussy,
True.
you are now. But if I don't know if I would call The Rock a pussy to his face in like a dark alley.
Well, and in
I
his
wouldn't
eyes,
even
it's like,
do
who are you?
it in front of people because my nerves would take over. Never mind. Bye.
I mean, The Rock looking at you would be like, who are you to call me a pussy?
Like he's like what 6'3", 6'4", and fucking ripped. No,
Pretty
I
sure
would,
you'd just be confused. Like, what do you mean?
why you said this to me? I've given you so many movies.
Right? What do you? Are you?
I've done everything for you.
No, the reason I'd call him a pussy is for making the Fast and the Furious franchise go on as long as it has.
That's
Oh,
fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
yeah.
It's all his fault.
They're still paying him.
Fucking Hobbs.
Paying wages.
He plays a
John
good
Cena.
character though.
I have not watched a Fast and the Furious movie since like I think
4, 5?
4 or 5.
I watched
Yeah, me
Fast
neither.
9 because I was in a hotel and it was like the only thing I done. And I was like, it's really not bad. I mean, it's
Except when
unrealistic.
don't they like jump a car from a building into another building in that one?
they-
Is there something about Rocket?
They literally like jumped a submarine on ice, like it was coming up out of the water, and they jumped the submarine. I was
I
like,
don't think the propellers are that fast. Or
I was like,
strong.
no.
Was it 7 that they
that's
had,
not
like,
real. That's not real.
And
There's
if you,
no way.
If you could get it to
Surface.
pressurize that fast,
Emerge.
you would all die.
Surface.
Anyone
Yeah.
on board would die from the
Well,
the
just think of
pressure
even the
change.
jar of that because it's
Yeah,
No,
gonna
okay.
shoot out and it hit the
Yeah,
and it's just
you
oh my
all
God,
be
it was
dead.
No, so like
You'd all
no,
be
so like
dead.
it was coming
You'd
up,
all
and the
die.
you know how the ice is going, like,
Uh-huh.
angling up as it's coming up. They ramped off of it.
No
You can't angle
survivors.
his fucking
No,
submarine.
No
they
survivors.
jumped a car over
survivors.
Nobody
the
lives.
submarine. And I
No
was like,
survivors.
no,
Everyone has CTE at minimum.
no, we don't. This
All
is
the
not
reactors
okay.
explode.
But I will say
missiles
his acting was good. I
Was
will
it-
say that.
Was that 7 that had like the 5-mile long runway?
I have no idea.
I
didn't
think
watch
it was
7.
7 that like just had the never-ending.
Like I'm not
runway.
like an avid watcher. I
It was
just
like
watched
half
it because
the
there was
length of
nothing else on.
Buenos Aires.
Everyone knows the best one's Tokyo Drift.
Oh yeah.
It was
Until
until the end, and I was like,
But no, Tokyo or Fast and Furious 3 Tokyo Drift.
1 was good.
I was just saying
One was good. One
Yeah.
was good, and two wasn't
Classic.
terrible.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
1 and 2 I liked a lot.
'Cause they were
It was
still-
a weird side story.
They were still
Yeah.
realistic.
Yeah.
Like they were still like.
Just dudes just like
Yeah.
what, 2 is when they just got out of like jail or something.
2 is when they're down in Miami.
And
and they're
real,
like
real cars.
derby.
Yeah, real
Demolition.
cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a demolition derby. Scene
I like
in
it.
that one.
Yeah.
Even though Tyrone had a trash ass Mitsubishi Spider.
Tyrese.
Yeah,
Ty-
why would
oh,
you?
Tyrese,
Yeah,
sorry.
fucking spider. Just.
I will say there
Trash.
is. I can't remember which movie it's off of. There was an ad.
longest time. MR2. So
Oh.
fucking bad.
There was an ad lib for that The Rock did to Tyrese. That his reaction in the movie was a legit reaction.
Oh, it's the one where they're.
The Rock was coming up. He goes, "Everyone hide your baby oil," and then he was like, he said something, "Hide just something because of that big ass forehead."
Yeah, I
and then
remember.
the Rock responds.
No, like Tyrese like laughed, like legitimately like spit.
no, that's
ever-
Luda. Luda is the one who spits to the joke.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, whoever it was, like,
It's
it's
in the
a
barbecue
legit like
scene.
reaction, not
For your
Not-
biggest forehead.
like scripted at all.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because but it's the Rock responding to Tyrese. is
Yeah,
what it
well,
is,
because
it's
Tyrese
like-
said,
Yeah.
"Hide your baby oil," because The Rock was walking up.
Yeah.
and then he responded with something about your big ass forehead.
Yeah, and then the Ludacris is in the
just
back,
fucking-
like as taking a drink, just fucking spits his drink out, just like.
That was cool.
It was a good joke too. Like-
Oh, The Rock is funny.
no, him and Kevin Hart together. Are
He should work on his
hilarious.
raps, but he's funny.
should work on his rap.
He should work on his raps, but he's funny.
Did you not hear his freestyle in the Tech Nine song?
Yeah, I heard it. He should work on his raps, but he's
Are
funny.
you kidding me? That was fucking amazing.
The Rock as a rapper in the Tech Nine.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
No, it was
I
amazing.
think he should have gotten lesser people in the song, so it would have hyped him up more.
The only Tech Nine song I listen to is I'm Mattel, so I really don't.
That's a good song.
When we
I like
take a
it.
break, I'll show you this.
I like.
It's really
I
good.
think we listened to it on the show already.
I don't think so.
Well, at least before one of the shows, I think. It's just one of the water bowls. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
it's
okay.
wind.
Wind. It's very
Yeah, it's windy as fuck
yeah,
outside.
it is.
My God.
It is windy.
It's very windy. It's supposed to storm like a mug overnight tonight.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Oof.
Maybe I'll sleep like a baby then. I always sleep well during a storm.
Hopefully my I got I mean, we're so far in. Do you want to introduce this now?
God no, this is it now.
Actually, we're not even that long in. It only
Only
feels
six-
like
yeah.
we're only 16 minutes in. It's just a lot's happened
The
in these
fuck?
16 minutes.
Oh, then yeah.
Yeah,
let's-
I know. We
It's a time warp.
you know what's crazy is like when we talk about news stories, that's how I want them to go.
Yeah.
Is to where we're in them for a while.
Yeah.
But it never happens that way. We usually it's like we talk about it for like 30 seconds. We're like, let's move on.
Gotta give me something I care about or something I can say something fucked up about, and I can go on for days.
Anyways, welcome to the Absurdity Podcast.
Hello.
Follow us on Facebook. I almost said Facegram.
Follow us on
Facebook.
Facegram.
Facebook at
Instabook.
Absurd Entertainment.
Twitbook.
Twitbook. Yep. Twitbook.
Yeah.
Twitbook.
Twitbook.
Yeah.
Twitbook.
Facegram. Twitbook.
Snatter.
What's the
Snapchat and Twitter.
Snatter?
That sounds
gonna
gross.
say-
That sounds
really bad dating
disgusting.
app.
Patreon fans.
Patreon.
That's where you really
Onlytrons.
yeah,
Only on.
only ons. No offs, baby.
No,
no
offs.
offs.
We are only on.
Anyways, get back to it, the guy.
Facebook at Absurd Entertainment, Instagram and Twitter at Absurdity69. Go subscribe to our Patreon where you'll find Off the Rails and more.
and more.
At
What's
Absurd
more?
Entertainment or
Not much.
patreon.com/Absurd Entertainment.
Absurd Entertainment. Absurd Entertainment.
Go subscribe on YouTube at Absurd Entertainment. Why would
Stop
you?
that. Ow, that
would
actually
you
hurt
do
my
that?
hand.
I'm glad. I hope it did. I hope it broke it.
Learn a lesson.
YouTube at Absurd Entertainment. Hit that subscribe button.
Bell.
Hit the bell. That way you'll
Bell.
always know when a new episode comes out.
Yep.
When it comes out. The moment it comes out.
Usually it's like on Mondays, but you know.
Comes out Monday at midnight.
So like I guess it's like
Sunday.
sometimes it's Sundays at midnight
Sometimes
if
it's
you're one of
Sunday.
those people.
Yeah.
But it's
I'm one of
technically
those
Monday
people,
at that
yeah.
point. So
Yeah. It's Monday for me.
it's Monday for
Because
you.
I'm definitely asleep.
At midnight?
On Sunday? Hell yeah, I'm
sometimes.
asleep.
I won't be this Sunday, but
I have to be
sometimes.
awake at 3
I
a.m.
will
So
be.
yes, I'll be
Midnight
asleep.
Monday morning.
Midnight Monday morning.
There you go.
Which sounds like a complete like oxymoron, but that's real. Midnight
Yeah.
Monday morning.
I really hate when people say like 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, well, duh.
You said
5
I
a.m.
said AM already.
But like
don't
I
have to
also
reiterate, it's morning
like
time.
Noon at night.
yeah. Sometimes I'll say like 2 at night, but I guess really 2 in the morning. Like
Yeah,
I
it
stayed
would
up
be
until
2 in the
2. I
morning,
stayed
yeah.
up until 2 last night.
Shame on
Really, that's like
Yeah,
that's 2 in the
yeah.
morning.
Stay up till 2 in the morning.
We stayed up till 2 p.m. That's pretty easy. I think a lot of people
In
do
all
that.
reality,
that would be no.
it's
'cause then
still
I
9.
would feel like I have a thyroid condition if I sleep from like 2 p.m. until 7 a.m.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
Yeah, that would definitely be a problem.
But
I was
typically
like,
it is still night, right? Like,
I mean,
It's afternoon.
if you're thinking,
Afternoon?
I mean, I guess from
everything's afternoon
from
since the first day.
12:01 till 11:59 is afternoon.
Yeah.
there are two flies running down that cord, which was really strange
They've
to
been.
watch.
There's
they're
been one on
banging.
the camera. There's been one.
Oh,
over
they're
there.
banging.
Oh,
There's
nice.
been
They're
one
banging for sure.
tickling both my
We
balls.
really
this entire time.
Because I walked in and
It's probably me.
no, I think we need to like sweep the floor. I think that we have tracked in some dog shit remnants in here.
Debris.
Debris.
But,
Debris.
but I was looking at the floor earlier and I was like, man, we're some fucking nasty ass dudes.
Yeah, we need to
There's
clean.
like visible piles of dirt.
We're basically.
This is a shed.
We're living
and
in
that
a
dirt
barn,
was probably
basically.
in here beforehand.
No, we've swept it in here before.
No, we
think-
swept.
I think
I think we
physically
swept when we
once.
were over there. I don't think we ever swept once we moved over here.
Not once. This is four
Not
months
once.
away. Yeah.
So
I don't know. I was
no,
just
it
a
is
thought.
what it
It's
is.
just a thought.
Well, I mean, we can clean it out. That's fine.
You know, have a maid.
I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
We'll all wear maid outfits. Cat
Yes.
ears.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Put it on Patreon.
I already have that in my car.
Same.
We're
Guys
ready.
are ready. Let's get the brooms.
I have the tail and everything.
Anyways, I'm Cameron. What's up?
What's up, Cam?
I don't have anything. I got so much news to talk about today, so,
So
I'll just,
So you're
I
just, gonna,
just
like, you're just gonna wait for to talk about news.
yeah, like I got nothing good because as far as the
I
intro
have
goes,
nothing good.
I got news. I got lots of news to talk about. So
Is it good news?
good and bad.
I think we should just go straight into news.
We got to introduce everyone.
Yeah, we gotta talk about stuff. Like everyone's stuff.
In
Yeah.
between every news story, we introduce a new person, and then get rid of a new person as well. That's where it gets sticky right there.
It just gets down to me just talking about the last news story.
I've got
No,
it.
because you vote yourself out first, and then we have to figure
Is
out
that
your
against
news.
like TOS on YouTube?
I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe. Probably.
is this a trigger warning?
It is. Pretty sure it
Oh no,
is.
I'm getting bricked up right now just looking at it.
That's trigger
Honestly,
Pretty sure they're
That's
gonna.
trigger warning.
Pretty sure they're gonna make you blur it.
warning. Blur my knife. That's
someone's
blur the
playing with
knife
my
out.
trigger right now.
What up, guys? DK here.
Correct.
And I don't have like any like anecdotal like stories or fun shit to talk about, but I did have a good weekend. It was a good weekend. You know, hung out with these fucking four nerds and played some D&D.
We did
Successfully
successfully played D&D.
We've successfully played D&D.
When's that coming out?
Successfully played D&D.
Oh, okay.
We did not successfully record D&D, but we successfully played D&D. But old boy Luke over here running them DM tables. And we were we all three talked about you when you weren't here.
Uh-oh.
We talked behind your back.
Yeah, we talked
Oh,
behind
no.
your back. We decided that you're the new DM regularly. I will give you my notes for the show, and you take over now.
He'll be Flaw.
You're also playing my character, so I figured you could do it better.
But no, we all really, really, really enjoyed your storytelling and the world that you've built, and we're
Good.
really, really, really excited to get into it. But also, in my world, I planted my garden out this year. I guess.
What'd you start with?
I have currently a raspberry bush, a blackberry bush, 3 different types of tomatoes, 3 different types of peppers, and 2 different types of cucumber plants. I have some room left in my garden for okra because I want to do some okra and make pickled okra because fucking pickled okra gas. But then I usually don't start my medicine farm until April. I start my seedlings like the last week of March, which I guess is this week. I guess. Oh, yep. I guess tomorrow.
This week.
Yeah, it is the 29th. Holy shit. But usually I get my seedlings going in the ground on April 1st. Or not in the ground, but I get my seedlings started on April 1st, and then I plant my seedlings like in the ground on 420. It's just how I've always done it.
Sentimental.
It's because like
It's tradition.
That's the way God would have wanted.
usually like theoretically past April 15th, if you plant something in the ground, you're fine. It's not going to freeze again. I did take a bit of a risk planting my stuff, but I mean, I really don't think we're going to get another frost this year. Last year this sucked because I had made seed. I grew all of my vegetables from seeds last year and had seedlings and everything like that, and then got them in the ground like the last week of March, and then the first week of April we got a hard freeze, and it killed my entire crop. So I had to go buy fucking plants. But yeah, got to get my green thumb out. Got to do some mountain wizard bullshit, cast some spells. Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
But
And I'm going to put out a warning. If you hear some weird audio stuff going on, it's because I'm still trying to figure out this audio interface.
oh yeah, we got a new. We upgraded, babies.
Yeah, it's the
My
nicest
babies.
looking thing in this room right now. It's his audio interface.
Yeah, it really is.
Been staring at him.
It's pretty cool.
Might put
It's
my dick
pretty
on it.
Sleek.
Yeah,
Hey, that means
might fuck it.
It's long.
I can have my
Hard.
2i2 back, right?
Yep, you sure can.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, no, I already took it to Goodwill.
I will stab you in the neck with this knife. And they will think Cameron did it because it has his name emblazoned.
It's actually
Not
my
even
house.
more
It
erect.
also has your name in it.
No, I'm DK.
not to the police.
He's legally
Don't
DK.
use my government name.
Alias is.
This is
on
a sovereign country right here.
Yeah, this right here,
Yeah.
and this fucking however many
Don't
square
laugh if you
foot.
stab yourself.
Yeah, he just it just goes across his ribs when he's doing that.
Man, this fucking
Cuts up his nipple.
It's not that sharp. I mean, there's fucking nicks in the blade.
That's weird. I've never used it.
Yeah, it's pretty dinged up. You can look down it. And it's pretty.
Yeah, put your eye on it.
Yeah, put it right up next to your eye, and I'll just.
I was gonna say I'll flick you.
Still do some damage.
I mean, it's
Tink,
still
tink,
poking.
tink.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a knife.
It's a very sharp knife. I mean, it's a very poking knife.
If I hold a brick, it could
I
still
don't
do
know
some
if I
damage.
trust the actual breakover with how much force you have to actually stab a human with.
Yeah, probably not.
Because my worst fear of using a fold over and getting in a. I would
Is
never,
it folding over?
Yeah, no, I have a really it's like it's a Smith and Wesson pocket knife, and it's one that was in I used to carry it in my bug out pack all the time.
Is it worn down?
Yeah, the action got worn down, and I was battening some wood with it, and fucking holding it like that, really, and folded it down over my fucking finger, and it went bone deep, and I was just like,
Cool.
so now I'm very very iffy about the locks on knives.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't. If I were to get in a fight, I would never use.
No, I would never
fold
do-
over a knife.
Well, I would never use a knife in a fight.
I would just get
I
naked.
mean, unless they had one too.
No, because if
Fair.
you get in a knife fight, usually the winner is the last guy who bleeds out. If you get
Or
in
the
a
first guy that brought out the knife.
knife. But there's so
Or
many
the only guy who brought out the.
there's so many things that can go wrong,
Krav Maga.
with using a knife. They're not necessarily they don't stay in your hand very well, especially once they get wet with blood. There's a lot, and then it can easily be wrangled from you, and then there's just so many things that just don't bring piss to a shit fight.
If you don't have
Just
a
stop
knife,
pissing is shitty when you're fighting.
if you don't have a knife in a knife fight, you could use Krav Maga.
Yeah, learn
just
Krav
take
Maga
away
right
the
now.
knife
Just take away
away.
the knife. Just kick the knife right out of their hand, and then punch them in the balls because that's
I use
Krav Maga.
capoeira.
If they have balls.
Yeah, yeah.
If they don't, then pretend they do.
Why is he dancing? Oh, I'm dead.
Easy, Eddie.
Or just always be packing a gun.
I mean, I am a firm believer in if you're in a situation where you need to protect yourself, a firearm is the best means of protection.
Yeah, it's not like I'm going to just start pointing it at people that get in front of me in traffic. I think about it. That's why I don't have a gun.
Unfortunately, there's people that do that, and we're just
Yeah.
supposed to be okay with that.
Yeah, it's so weird, right? It's just I'm so
It baffles me.
I really am concerned because like I said, I am, I'm very pro gun. I'm very, if you want to carry. But the majority of people I see carry, I'm like,
It's people that want to carry just so they can have a gun, just so they can show a gun.
Yeah,
and I'm just
really
like,
is.
The wrong people to be having guns.
yeah, I'm just like, you're the guy I don't want to have that gun right now.
Yeah.
I think you should
It's
just
the
have to
people that-
be trained.
It's the people that open carry are the ones that I just want to be seen
You
with
know
a
what
gun.
You just need to be
love
trained.
to happen?
Huh.
This is my ultra fantasy for our future. Is if we all just turn into Dark Souls and it's all melee weapons.
Melee combat only.
Yeah, the whole world just decides as a whole.
Honestly,
We're done with remote battle.
No,
we're
I
done
think
with
spellcasting.
I think that's how you should honestly, I think that's
Let's
how
go back
war
to the
should be.
medieval war style.
That's how you
war.
stop war.
Yeah, that's how. That's,
Melee
Yeah, like
weapons.
if you want to like
Axes. That's it.
turn the Geneva Conventions into only melee combat, and you have to fight hand-to-hand combat with your enemy.
It's just a group
That's
of
it.
Germans
Yeah.
with a nuke over their head, just running in.
I mean, think about the storming of Normandy Beach. That'd have been a lot
Do you
different if
think
you
we'll
didn't have
ever
guns.
go back to that? You know
No.
what I mean? Like,
No, you can't have
we'll-
boats either.
We'll not go back
You
to
have to
that
swim.
per se as
They have
evolve.
boats.
I think if evolve to it.
Evolve war back to like when it was like, you know, you lined up and you waited until everyone was ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Like-
old
Yeah.
style where
Like
they
that's-
got in the ranks and then
Yeah,
they like launched a cannon and everybody like the infantry would go in
but then
first.
if you take away guns, you have no cannons.
well, you know what I'm saying, but like that old style
More
where
like
it's
a
an
signal
agreement.
gun.
It's an
like
agreement.
the bang is only
Yeah.
ceremonial
Bang should be a gong.
but it was
gong.
more
just
of
happens to be a 9mm.
war was more of an agreement upon like here we're gonna have this many people here
Yeah.
and then they're gonna fight and then we're gonna if we need to we're gonna retreat and then the fight's over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Agreed. Yeah.
like that's the.
I wonder if war will ever like evolve back to
I think
doubt-
I think it
I
would have
doubt
to
it.
be like we would have to be a not necessarily a pacifistic society, but violence would have to be looked at in a completely different sense. And I don't mean like
something that is necessary but not necessarily like let's involve people who don't want to be involved.
it would. It would.
It would have to be so like not volatile, but it'd have to be so.
It would be
like,
more like it's like honor bound. It's like it's
Yeah.
more like it's
like samurai honor code style.
yeah like yeah that
Like
that'd
you,
be
like
it.
you could do so much worse,
Yeah.
and you choose to be honorable because that is what your culture is.
Yeah, and it's like
Old school samurai, not the new school samurai, where they're a bunch of fuck boys in Japan.
but no, it's just like
That's Japanese history.
if you I just like if you want to
Just took a weird turn.
I know.
Really
Yeah.
fast.
like I said, I agree. I think war should be a hand-to-hand thing. I don't think that you should have the ability to be 3
You
miles
shouldn't be
away
able to
from your
look,
enemy.
not look at somebody in the eye.
you,
with-
if that's what
I don't feel like you should be a whole ocean away,
Yeah.
hit a button, and then kill thousands of people.
like it's
What if we switched to like it was only like assault rifles, and it wasn't?
No, I
like
think it
cruise
should be
missiles?
hand-to-hand combat.
I think that changes, like I said, but that also it's weird because that there's so much that like culturally that we have built around
It'll never
gun.
go back.
It's like
It'll
putting
never
Pandora
go
back in the
back.
box.
If we
You can't.
had to physically go back, I don't think
It would just
anybody
evolve.
would
I think-
actually be willing to do
Here's
it.
what- here's what
because
I
the
think.
human brain has changed so much, it would not be willing
yeah.
to look hundreds of thousands of people in the eye as you like literally drive a sword into their heart.
No,
You would not be
I
able to do
think
that in this day.
If two leaders of two different countries have a disagreement, they fight it out.
Oh,
That's
Duel.
it.
Have a
No
duel.
armies.
That's
no,
only because then
box.
you just vote the person that can just beat the shit out of the other person.
It just
that's
turns
how you
into-
get Terry
You would
Crews.
have that
That's how
dumbass
you get
movie.
that's how you get Idiocracy. You get Terry Crews as president
there
just
you
because
go,
he's a
yeah.
fucking boxing champion. That's how we get Mike Tyson as president. That's how we get a Mike Tyson like person as president.
people of the United States.
You know what? I'm kind
I
of
will
down for that.
defend you to my full extent.
no,
You
like
you just turned me full 180. I'm totally for that. Actually, I want this.
he would actually require everyone to do drugs. That would be
It would
his
require
thing.
everyone to be healthier and stronger.
Right? He would make everyone.
He would make a mandatory
Take the-
workout session
Mandatory
every
gym
day.
time. Yeah.
No, he'd make everyone take the toad.
But you know that wouldn't.
yeah, he's like
that wouldn't be a
mandatory
bad-
DMT,
Yeah.
which I also don't think mandatory DMT is a bad thing.
No.
Okay. That's not what I was saying. A good thing too. I was saying to the mandatory gym time, it would make the world a healthier place.
It would make our
America.
country.
Well,
Which would
I mean,
become
let's
the world
face
where
it,
we can beat the shit out of
we
everyone else.
take over the world. All right.
But
true.
But that's the thing.
Fittest people
That's the
ever.
thing is I'm leaning towards a melee fist to fist style combat to get away from like global, like a what's the like
Global takeover.
yeah. Like I think it would be more like
Just
Well,
evens
yeah. I
the
mean, there's
odds.
people that can beat up Mike Tyson.
But then
Come on.
you do have the issue of like sheer numbers. Where like if you went sheer numbers of Chinese versus sheer numbers
Oh,
of
yeah.
Americans,
yeah, like so they
like
could line
I'm
up.
saying,
in melee
one-on-one.
contest, we would lose to China.
That's what I'm saying. One-on-one leaders.
Yeah.
If you want to lead, you have to be willing to die for your country.
You
But I feel like this the mind state of that would push people to want to negotiate more.
Exactly.
That's the point of it.
Because the leaders don't want to
They
fight.
don't want to die.
That's the point of it.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want.
They don't
want to
get their ass kicked.
Yeah, that's
So
the,
they're gonna
yeah.
negotiate.
They gotta. At first, I was only like boxing, but no, I think it should be full on.
Just be a cage fight.
Thunderdome. Like 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Like
Yeah.
straight up, you
That was-
get like chainsaws and all sorts of fucking cool
And-
There's
shit.
another movie about this. You need to stop it.
And if it's from different countries, the country of origin, you have to have all your weapons from that country.
Oh,
Like you can only get weapons from the country that you're representing.
Ooh, but what if you're in a country that has no resources?
No. Like we're saying like traditional weapons of that.
Oh, but then the countries that were conquered, so their ancestry is English.
But no, but it's like the previous like.
Well, I just meant that and that would prevent like bullshit like today where we're like people supplying other countries with weapons just because
That's what I'm saying.
because
Though,
of
like
politics.
some countries have to be supplied with
because of
weapons.
politics though. Like,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
They could faction a spear. Faction? That's all
Fashion?
I'm Fashion. They could
Yeah,
faction a
but
spear.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
it
but if
would
one
make
country has like just like all of this like steel and all these minerals and these metals, and then another country just doesn't. And it's just like, well, I guess you're us now.
But think about if you're like a small, underdeveloped third world country and someone tries to invade you.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be another Vietnam. You'd be in the trees. You'd know that turf, and people would try to come in with their
If
swords
it
and
is
shit.
a Vietnam type country, what if it's just a desert?
But you still know.
you would
one wants
hide
to
in the
fight
sand.
Hey, watch Dune.
You know the terrain.
You'd be a lizard under the sand.
You know
like-
the terrain. Like, you know how to do it.
Yeah, like nah, dude. Like the Fremen and Dune, like they just
That's actually even more scary.
yeah.
And
like,
no, and
straight
I
You
up.
think
and
nothing's there.
I completely agree, though. Like, let's say U.S. wants to invade.
Make predictions.
No, I'm not making predictions.
Mexico, Canada, we're coming for you.
We'll just say.
Look at you, Trudeau.
and
Sweden.
invading would be that much more difficult. So it'd be
We would have to go there to fight.
Yeah,
it'd be
like-
that much more difficult.
It would only be difficult
They would have
depending
their
on the
home
numbers,
field
though.
advantage. We're just going in there with
It would just
hand-to-hand
make
combat
it would
weapons.
just make everyone just want to mind their own damn
exactly.
business
That's my point.
and just
Like,
fight.
that's why
their
we need to
own
do
fights
that.
and-
I guess eventually because, the Persians did fall and they had the numbers, which proves against like just sheer numbers win all. Because eventually your society will collapse if you're just not a good
but
society.
didn't they also die to like lead poisoning or some shit like that, or was that
I
just
don't
the
know.
Romans?
I also heard that a lot of like early Persian history is actually really good history of like allegedly benevolent kings, but then also it's like ancient
But
history.
then again,
So how much
we're
do you
taking
trust?
out the armies. It's a leader versus leader.
No, okay,
It's
yeah,
1v1.
You gotta have. I mean, you just have to have that MMA leader. Though.
But if you want to
might
invade,
be
you have
really
to go to
stupid.
that country to fight them. You can't meet on
or if it's a
on neutral
cage
ground.
fight, though.
No, you can't meet on neutral ground. You go to them. You have to go to their country to fight them. They know the terrain. They're used to the climate. You're not.
I feel like that would just end up in like assassinations in transit.
No, you got to give them like a
It's
like a
just him.
fucking 100 square mile radius, and it's just like
It's the Hunger Games.
Yeah, it's like
Should we do
Survivor
just
Man.
leader Olympics?
Yeah.
like they should have to fight in like an Olympic like thing where they have to do all of these tasks, and whoever wins with the higher score, you
Should be
kill
a
off the
Spartan
loser.
Coliseum fight.
except it's
Yeah.
We all watch.
volunteer based and like they get paid.
No, only
No,
the leaders.
paid.
Only the leaders.
Oh, just for the leaders?
Just the leaders.
No,
yeah.
so we're-
If,
that-
if
it-
a leader
it
wants to
pretty much-
invade another country, wants to take over that country, they have to fight that leader.
Like
Well,
if you have a policy problem, you got to fight that leader. Like
well,
that's it.
I also
I think that's
feel
what that would take away the
like they
that
should
would-
have a volunteer army too,
I mean, everyone. Yeah, I feel like a volunteer army wouldn't be necessary.
like a militia. Yeah,
But
like gangs in New York.
Ooh, militias have gone
Would
bad
just
in a lot of
turn into
places.
gangs in New York everywhere.
Are we just talking about getting rid of just like
But if it's
overall
leader
government?
versus leader, why would you need an army?
A futuristic cyberpunk.
Well, because you still have to worry about people. Like people
That's,
are still
that's
people.
a law enforcement,
Militia, yeah.
not a militia. A law enforcement.
What is law enforcement but a local militia?
It'd be like the UK, where they just carry around clubs and shit.
Yeah.
just get the shit beat out of you.
Yeah.
With clubs.
They don't have guns.
I don't know. Like it's this is all hypothetical.
Yeah.
What else do I
Obviously,
have to?
it's never
If you get
And
rid
I
of my
love-
guns, what else do I have to shoot into the air while
I
I'm
love
balls
this
deep into a hawk?
hypothetical too, because then the world just turns into Elden Ring.
I'm down for it. All
The
right,
dragons come back.
Fuck it. Let's
Somehow,
go.
yeah. Oh, that's when the aliens would come to Earth. They'd be like, "Oh shit,
What if that is
they're
the thing?
wild.
It's just like
Check
it's like they
that out.
discovered nuclear technology, but they're still
They
too
abandoned
violent.
that old gun nuclear bomb shit."
No, that's
people
what
are
aliens.
crazy.
That's
They're
what
having
aliens
fun.
invade, and then we all become alien because they just take.
Oh no, we
because
don't
we
have.
don't have weapons anymore.
Come on, listen.
Really?
listen.
If aliens invade, do you want to fight them? Like, honestly, they traveled this far.
if someone can make
They're
it
already here. They're under the ocean.
if someone makes it here, we don't stand a chance.
Not at all.
Like, my biggest thing is
Not
people,
without those nukes.
like talking about
No, that wouldn't
text.
help at all. That would just kill us.
Bring in the nukes.
But no, if I were to be like, if I were like chilling outside and like an alien ship came down, the first thing I would do was go inside, grab 2 beers, and just walk outside and just be like,
Yo,
"Come on,
you want to come hang out?
like
what's up?
you're
Grab the
here."
weed.
I come in peace with
I
PBR.
saw a article the other day that was
Come on.
it was about the movie Independence Day,
Good movie.
and it was like the fact that everyone still looked at Randy Quaid like he was a fucking idiot for saying he was abducted by aliens while an alien spaceship is in the sky.
Yeah, they're just like, "Wah."
It's like, what?
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure he was right.
Randy Quaid.
I'm back. Yeah, man, I have.
That's a good movie though.
It's a really good
It's
movie.
a good. This, the
That's the
second
best
one,
Randy Quaid
not so good.
quote.
Actually, I never saw it, so I can't.
I'd never
It's
did.
not bad,
Independence Day.
Yeah.
I
but
haven't
it's
seen
not
it
the
since I was
first
12.
one.
No, they made a second one.
There's a sequel.
There's a sequel.
I've never seen. I didn't know there was a sequel.
I knew there was a sequel. I just never seen it.
I'm upset that there's a sequel.
It's not terrible, but it's not like it's not
It's a
the
sequel.
1996 cult classic.
It doesn't have
Independence Day.
Will
Is it
Smith,
96? Was it
Jeff
96?
Goldblum.
Yeah, it doesn't have Will Smith
I have
beating the
no
shit out
idea.
of Chris Rock in
It
it.
does have Jeff Goldblum,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have Will Smith.
Oh, it does have Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum's in it.
Well, does it? It doesn't.
Gotta keep the
Obviously,
Jewish
it's not
guy.
Randy Quaid.
But is he back?
No, just kidding.
Oh, what?
What? Yeah, I didn't know there was a second one, and I.
It's called Independence Day. I'm back.
Yeah,
It's just
1996.
Randy Quaid just on top of a spaceship.
Pop culture reference. King.
Yep.
I don't know shit about
No,
pop culture.
what's funny
Bill
is you made
Pullman.
a joke about him slapping the shit out of Chris Rock in Independence Day. He did punch an alien,
He did punch an alien.
You can't call Chris Rock an alien.
but he actually punched it.
Yeah.
He did more to the alien than he did the
That's
Chris
job security.
The thing.
That's
the
job
thing.
security.
Yeah, the smack.
That's almost legal.
No, it is. I mean, that's the like a smack and a punch. That's the difference between assault and like
Yeah, that's legal if you're rich.
and just getting
Yeah, you can slap
getting-
someone if
literally
you're
the
rich.
definition of white privilege.
Yeah, I mean he's
It's
black.
just privilege. That's just privilege. in
You should
general.
have said
That's
that about a black guy.
privilege.
The Fresh Prince.
The Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Yeah, you just Michael
He got
Jackson.
in one little fight and
The
his
Fresh
mom got
Prince.
scared, dude.
Dude, I've seen so many of those memes. I'm like, come on.
But nah,
Did you s-
that's just fine.
the shit-eating face that Chris had as he saw it coming. He just had the biggest smile on his face, just looking down. He's like, "Ooh, I know it's coming."
See,
Well, that's what it is. He just set up to take it. He's like, I know.
well,
I
he
and here's
knew
the
it
thing:
once it
is like
came.
a punch is a punch. Like that's like, hey, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
A slap to a man from a man
Disrespectful.
to man.
Just
He was
a-
showing
Across
him.
the cheek.
He was showing him the same level of disrespect that Chris
Yeah.
Rock showed to Jada.
Also, it wasn't just like a light reel back and across the face, like a
that
Batman meme one.
was- that
I mean,
was-
did you see the speed?
that made some noise.
I mean, like you almost didn't see the transition. His hand almost fucking like instant transmission
out
to his
here.
face.
if he put his hip into it, he would have been on the ground.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, especially the size
he
of
could've
Chris
knocked
Rock.
it. It was
Chris
only-
Rock's like what
It
140.
was only finger, and it was like you said, it was a show of
just disrespect.
power or show whatever.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, don't.
it was to
disrespect
show.
Rock.
It was just a. It was
Just
a
a
power.
flex.
It was
It
a
was a
power
flex.
move. Yeah, it was
It
just
was.
a power move.
Yeah.
That's all.
But I mean, like I told me and my wife talked about this. I was like, both sides are wrong,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
100%, and that's why Chris Rock's not pressing charges.
Yeah.
But if he only used his words, Will Smith, he wouldn't have been wrong at all.
Oh no, not at
no,
all.
Not at
no,
all.
You would have been
No,
completely in the
and
right.
that's what I'm
either.
saying. It's like, yes, the joke shouldn't have been made. Regardless, I mean, it's just
Or if he just like punched his arm or something like that.
like, hey, bud, what's up?
No,
Hey,
no,
bud,
I'm
like,
such a pussy.
no, like a
Hey, bud, don't talk
No,
about
no,
my
no.
wife there, buddy.
I think
That's
the
not
slap
nice.
the
was
slap was
that is
If he was going to do something, the
Yeah,
slap
that was it.
appropriate.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
would-
bare
that would've-
minimum that he
that
could
would've
have.
been,
I mean,
yes.
that was the bare minimum
Yeah.
of action he could have taken
Yeah.
right there. I
Yeah.
really think he should have walked up, said something in his ear, and so the whole, like, with the camera on him, whole world would have seen Chris
Chris
Rock's
Rock's
face
face.
go, fuck. I fucked up.
Yeah.
it's a bit fucked, don't you think?
yeah.
Yeah. The entire thing was handled.
he could have made Chris Rock feel like an absolute fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But now
He could have capitalized on it way
two
better.
times that
Yeah.
that Will Smith has been in the news lately has been memeable.
Meme-able.
And just wait till Chris Rock's comedy special comes out about this entire thing.
What if he comes out? He's like,
He,
"Yo,
he's
we
just
clowned
apologized.
on you. Like you paid $500 for these fucking tickets."
It was all fake, bitch.
He brings Will Smith on stage with him.
High fives. Brings Will Smith on stage with him. Slaps Will Smith back.
I mean,
And he
it's,
says, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth."
I mean, it's expected from
Keep
him.
your wife's name out of my mouth.
It's all expected from him because he's a passionate dude. He just lives emotionally.
And also,
you know?
so disconnected from like everything that's really going on. That like when something happens, like that's the thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Like when you're in a world where like everything's just like either you're working or you're being praised for your work, and then something bad comes up, like that thing is like really amplified. There's a spotlight on the thing that's going on. Like the things in your life when you're at that level is amplified.
It just
so much.
sucks. I mean, I've always liked Will Smith. I've loved almost every single one of his movies he's been in.
Wild Wild West is a fucking national treasure.
I love all of his music.
But I feel bad for the guy that the last two things that he has been in the spotlight for have been something that makes him not look like such a great person.
The last couple of years have been like a really bad look for Will Smith.
Yeah.
It just looks like their life's spiraling down.
Dude, it's just a drop in an ocean for a celebrity.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You can't imagine the amount of hatred and like
I can-
bullshit
yeah.
that they get. Not even just him, just they.
And in Hollywood, like this happening is just a drop in the ocean that will be talked about for like another week.
Oh yeah.
And then, Kanye will do something. Or Kim's show will
Somebody
finally
else
come
will
out.
do
Kanye's just
something.
happy that the spotlight's on him right now.
Oh, yeah, Chris Rock is going to make so much money off of this. I mean, just because he has this, is it a tour? Or does he have a? Well, yeah, it's a tour.
I think it's a tour, yeah.
Yeah, a tour that he might. I don't know if he's doing a special at the end of it or not. I mean, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to see another one.
To be honest, from Chris Rock, it looked all intentional. Like it was, he meant to have a reaction, and he was ready for a reaction.
This isn't the
and-
first time he's gone after Jada Smith.
Well, that too.
No, it's not.
I remember the 2016 one.
That
Yeah,
too.
he's gone after her before.
He
But
felt like it was personal this time.
I don't know. The unpopular. I'm not really a big Chris Rock fan.
No, I mean,
But it doesn't sway my
no, not at all.
about this conversation.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
regardless,
If anyone
Will-
said that joke, I would say the same shit about that.
right? Exactly. Will Smith should have handled it differently.
Yeah, and
But the
that
joke-
too. No matter who it was,
But-
slapping somebody
Yeah,
on stage.
but the joke also shouldn't have been made.
Nah.
I mean, both sides are wrong, and it sucks that Will Smith's kind of caught.
It was
in the
just
middle
a
of it all.
hilariously bad situation.
Yeah, and like I said, I would never have known the Oscars were even going on if it wasn't for that.
I mean, and that's that's basically the end of Chris Rock's talk when he was like, "This is like the biggest night in TV
Yeah,
history."
like-
it's just like, yeah, because you wouldn't have known it was happening except for the fact that that happened. So
Yeah.
now you know about it.
And the
It created a
people
big-
people are irate about there no being repercussions like from the police or anything like that. Fuck off.
Well, no, I mean, even though
You don't know
even,
how charges work
no,
or police
LAPD,
or anything.
LAPD even came out and said like, "Hey, he's
handled
not
it.
pressing charges."
They
so
handle it, but we'll be ready if he ever comes to us
Yeah,
in the future
like-
because he doesn't feel comfortable now.
Yeah,
and also
like-
when it's handled
It's
by
documented.
an event, it wouldn't like
It's all
in a situation like
documented.
that, it wouldn't even really be directly handled by the police. I don't think.
Yeah,
like if it's
No.
if it's
Still,
being
it's-
held
no.
by an
Well,
event,
but no,
by an
it
organization.
still is,
It's
though,
all
because
documented. There's
it's assault
witnesses.
regardless.
True. Or like that's why I said like it's rich legal. Or like if you weren't rich and you just slapped somebody on the side of the street,
I just
somebody
think it was
might arrest you
between.
for it.
It happened between because I know in the, Chris Rock and Will Smith are friends.
That's what, yeah, they have
We know,
history.
I know they are. Whether they were that night is debatable, but
Well, they're at least acquaintances.
in the comedy scene, they're friends. Chris Rock didn't want to press charges. Charges weren't pressed. Why would the police do anything else?
yeah, because it's such a like just.
Did you hear what Diddy said?
Uh-uh.
He was like, "Don't worry, y'all. Will and Chris are gonna handle it at the after party, like family." That's what he said about
that
it.
didn't handle it at the after party.
I don't know. I saw news headlines today that was like Jada finally breaks her silence. I'm like, it's been 2 days. What?
They posted on
What do you mean
Instagram
finally?
Live.
It's not like it's been like a month.
They posted on Instagram Live directly after the Oscars saying that they caused chaos. It's like, I don't think she broke her silence. But yeah, my phone's been getting blown up by like notifications. Be like, Jada talks about her disease. Jada finally.
You gotta start learning to take these notifications off, man. I don't get those. It just happens to me. I'm scrolling through Facebook and see it.
No, it's literally on my lock screen. It's smart news from Samsung. Samsung wants to throw it down my ass.
You could turn them off.
I could. It's just I don't go into my settings ever. And also, I mean, like, sometimes I can just, like, look at that, and I don't click on it because then I'm like, they'll keep on sending me stuff like that. So if it's something I'm interested in, I'll just Google it afterwards.
Fair.
That way it gives me, like, it gives you a good wide spread of things. Like, it goes between, like, 13 killed in a crash to this many died of a disease to Jada Smith is finally talking. You know, it's a good like wide margin for information that I take in every day.
This is news time.
It's weird that I'm the only one that comes with news, though.
Anchor, Cam, over to you. What's the story
you
today?
have, but you have to.
Like, usually what I read, like the stuff that I read throughout the day, like most of the news that I take in throughout the day is generally like video game news.
I just made a joke that he gets so much news on his phone.
But yeah.
And brings one news story every 6 weeks.
Yeah, because the news I get is virtually useless. Like this is all news where I'm just
Dead.
like, I can't talk about this. It's not worthwhile.
Yeah, mine is just informing me about the small bubble of things that I stay informed about.
Yeah.
Either climbing, gaming, or like tiny living. So, you know.
My news headlines
I
are just a
wasn't
way to
ripping
give me
on
a
you at all.
joke.
No, I know. But
This
I'm
was
just saying.
100%.
I wish I had more. I wish I had more to give.
I have news that might be fake.
I do that every week. What's
Yeah, I
up?
could just read weekly world news headlines.
I can just read my
That
Instagram
boy
posts.
spotted in Hoboken, New Jersey.
You remember Hank the Tank?
Oh, yeah!
He was
do have
exonerated.
He was.
It wasn't him.
He fucking better.
It wasn't him?
No, it wasn't Hank the
don't you
Tank.
fuck with Hank.
Don't you dare blame Hank. He's a good bear.
He's a good.
He's a good bear.
So who was it?
They don't know.
It was actually
I was gonna do the same thing, but I was like, I can't think of something. Good.
The bear is still large.
Frank the Gank.
no, I was gonna say like Fred and then I didn't have anything.
Fred the bed.
Fred the bed. Yeah, he's the size of a bed.
did
They
you
call him
Fred
that
the
'cause he's the
bed?
size of a bed.
Oh, that sounds like an English insult for like when you shit yourself in bed. Oh, did you? Oh,
Jack the knapsack.
Jack the
Jack the knapsack. You don't want to know what he does in knapsacks.
Nope, you don't.
Ugh.
Still at large though.
Still at large.
Bob the Blob.
That would be. I see like a morbidly obese.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like a black
Stay in the
bear.
trash can,
He lives in a trash can.
Stay in the bear man.
or he gets into trash cans.
That might be fake news, but I heard it through the grapevine that Hank the Tank was not it. He was not the one.
Buck the truck.
Boom.
the truck.
That's his name.
Buck the truck.
Stay in the van.
I mean, vans are pretty big sometimes.
Yeah.
You're on
Put him
that
on the
car
van, too.
theme.
Yeah, we're going with vehicular.
Yeah.
theme.
I mean,
It was Frank
Kevin the
Tank.
car.
Oh,
Or Hank
wow.
the Tank.
Wow.
It was Frank.
It was Frank the Tank.
Peter the Prius.
Hank? Frank.
It was Frank. I thought it was Frank.
I thought it was Hank the Tank.
Hank the
Here you
Tank.
go. Here. Chalmers the B-52 bomber.
Oh,
Yikes.
that was fire, my
Yeah,
guy.
I really was racking my brain for that one. So
You search for that one. I could hear that one. But you know what? Good results.
All
Hard
right,
work.
let's finish introducing our people before we take a break.
Yeah, we never. Yeah, you
I
guys.
told you what was going to happen, didn't I?
You can see.
Yeah.
I'm big dirty.
Introduce yourself.
I'm big
Tell your
dirty.
story.
That's it. I didn't even tell you who I was last week. You're lucky you get a name this time. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Look me up, and you'll know. All right.
SoundCloud.com.
If you would follow the link, you'd
Slash
already
Big
know
Dirty.
who I am.
Link above.
Yeah.
Or if you've
SoundCloud.com.
If you've
Big-
listened, if it's your first time, just go back and listen
Hello.
to another. You know,
That's a singing voice.
Yeah. No. It is not.
And it's Jake here. How you guys doing? Good to see you guys again for
Oh, let's
another
take a
week.
break.
And time to take a break.
Finish. Just finish.
I had nothing. Let's take a break. Hi, let's take a break.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Not anyone. I've seen a lot of people that don't have legs.
Well,
They can't jump in general.
You've seen a lot of people that don't have legs.
I've seen a lot of people that don't have legs.
he is a.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Hey,
Vet.
hey, buddy.
He goes to the VA.
I have friends that don't
I
have
saw
legs,
your worst
buddy.
nightmare today.
Mine.
Your fear.
Oh, I mean, I feel like I've grown past it.
Could you grow past a
Clowns?
bus full of them? Because that's what I saw today.
Oh, we talking about dwarves?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if you had to fight them?
I don't.
I saw 9 get out of a bus at once,
Interesting.
and they walked right by me.
Were they in like unison or
Yeah,
sporadic?
I mean, they walked in a single line to go to the gas station.
I just combined like the thought of 9 dwarves. Was that what we decided? Was that what?
That's the appropriate thing to say. Yeah.
Or little people. Is
Little
it?
Yeah,
person.
little people.
Little person.
No, there's more. There's 9 of them. There's little people.
Little people.
Little people sound. But when you say little people like that, it sounds like when I
Derogative?
was talking about the little people. Like
We are. They're little people.
I mean,
No,
that
I
was
mean,
that
like
was
the-
the entire joke of when we did that episode was little people.
Anywho, dude, I just thought. Okay, so I thought of 9 dudes getting out of a van. 9 little dudes getting out of a van. People, they, them's, dudes. Dudes is cool. Is all encompassing.
Dudes.
But I also thought of a very strange memory that I have that doesn't deal with little people. But when I was in high school, me and my friend were rolling up to the subway in Oolaga. It was me and Matt Wilmot. Shout out M-Dub. I know you probably don't listen to this, but whatever.
should.
You should.
You should. Find him.
But
I'll tag them on Facebook.
so like it was back like in the days of being obnoxious high schoolers, so we drove around with music obnoxiously loud, and every time we would park the car and get out somewhere, we would like let the song play out, just like get out of the car and dance. Well, we parked in the subway and did that and got out, but there was a van that was parked, or like a passenger van, like a big passenger van, and it was parked there before we got there. And like as we like close the doors and get go in the car or go into subway, the doors to the van open up and 6 big burly dudes. I don't know of their racial origin, but they were wearing lederhosen, like German lederhosen, and they all like just filed out of the car and just like watched us for like a half second as we danced, and then just closed the door. And it was just like, so telling that story and the first story, I thought of 9 little people
Later hosen.
fully lederhosen down.
That is the Oktoberfest we deserve.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those
fuck.
people were probably thinking like, fucking American.
Probably. Or maybe they were going to Oktoberfest because it was in
But they were in Oolaga, Oklahoma.
maybe they were cruising through. Like there's a large German population in like Wisconsin and Idaho and Arkansas.
I don't know that fact, so I'm going to agree with you.
That explains a lot.
It really does. It really
Hey man,
does.
if I don't know things and you spit some facts at me, that might be true. That might be true.
But no, I think it because it had to have been in October because it was like before a football game or some shit like that. And you know we always do. Tulsa's had a large Oktoberfest for a long time, and I think that might have been people going there, like traveling there. I don't know,
Probably.
but it was definitely 5 or 6 very burly men in like lederhosen and like little fucking shoes and like I was just like,
I love beer and
Yeah.
dancing and lederhosen.
Lederhosen.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
but
slap, slappity slap.
I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, sorry, didn't mean to
Slap in the face.
slap at a base.
Slap at a base.
They're slapping that accordion.
I can't make an accordion noise.
I don't even know. Yeah.
I'm glad
It's hard.
I'm glad I'm the only one that didn't try.
I didn't even try. I just made the.
Yeah.
You looked like you were about to make a sound out of your mouth.
No, I was. That's the thing, and that's why I was like, I don't even know how to make an accordion
Yeah,
noise.
but in video, I'm the only one that didn't try.
you should have.
Yeah, now you're the only one out.
Yeah, nerd.
Nerd.
I'm the only one that's not a cuck.
You're the only one who's
a
married.
cuck?
I was saying, yeah, you're the
Could be
only
a
one with a
cuck.
wife. You're
A
the only one
cuck
that's
or a
cuckable.
cock?
Yeah, you're the only one who's
Cuck
cuckable
or
in
a
this
cock?
one.
A cuck?
Cuck.
A cuck.
He's
Oh.
been using cuck for some
Cuck.
reason. He's been saying it a lot lately.
He'll evolve into liberal cuck soon.
Nah,
Guys, I'm woke. Okay, like I'm trying to.
Oh no, he's done it. He's officially seen too much TikTok. He has to be put down.
read the fucking news.
You have me shook. All right.
Yeah, we only keep you here for the news.
He's more of a melodica guy. He doesn't like.
I like Melania.
He doesn't like accordion.
I love Malaysia Airlines too. All of the M's.
I don't. I don't love Malaysia Airlines.
Why not? What they ever do to you?
They didn't do anything to me.
You can't prove they did anything wrong.
Can you read the news?
You don't know where that ship went.
So as we talked about a couple weeks ago, Netflix has done it.
Yeah, they did it.
What they do?
They are now charging for password sharing. They did it. They tested it, and they went ahead and...
And they said, more money?
Yeah, money grab.
Oh, yes. We do it.
I mean, I guess they'll see what happens as it goes, but...
Roll out the restricting.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. They still already have so many accounts that are using Netflix. Like, the people who originally have that account aren't out anything now.
Yeah.
I mean, families, it's going to be kind of weird, but I think that there is going to probably be... Is there any, clarification on how it's going to work?
Okay, so it says we already knew this was coming. It was announced a couple of weeks ago.
When you already pay to share more
Understandably
accounts.
negative
so.
reception. It's basically a whole new element to the pricing structure. People who are on your plan but live outside of your household need to be added as an extra member,
Yeah.
albeit at a lower price than your usual subscription cost, despite the backlash that came after the announcement was this change is now live in... Oh, it's not even live in the U.S. now yet. It's just in Chile,
And it won't
Costa
be.
Rica, and
God damn it.
I say, does it affect you if you pay for the premium? Because I just pay for their basic, like the $9.99.
How are you going to say that my family can't be my family unless they live with me?
That's what I'm. That's
Motherfuckers.
my argument with it. It's
Yeah.
like
You
fucked
pay
up.
for more accounts anyway.
what if?
What does it matter what I do with my accounts, bitch?
Say I have an account, but my wife wants to watch, and I'm out of town working, and I want to watch it in my hotel room. Yeah. My wife wants to. I have to
What are
pay
you going to
more.
pay again?
Well,
I have to pay
if you're
more?
Paying, if you're paying for the premium, can't you still have a number of accounts on your thing? It just said you have to add them as a member, and they can still use it.
No,
pricing-
the way it sounds is like even if you have a number of accounts on there, if it's outside of the household, like from a different IP, from a different location, you're going to have to add them as an additional subscriber.
Basically, if the basic plan is going from $9 a month to $10 a month, standard is rising from $14 to $15.50, and premium is increasing from $18 to $20. Users should get an email about the price changes 30 days before they're hit with them, so you can cancel your subscription if you're not willing to pay the
Damn
new
right.
cost.
I think that's going to be a big thing, is the price going up. I think a lot of people are probably going to back out from that. But
I mean, I've
maybe
already
not.
backed out.
I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of people that are in the situation I was, where they're subscribed to so many things that they don't pay attention to when one increases. So they just they don't realize that they're paying $100 on all these little subscriptions.
Oh, no, I definitely paid attention because when it
You
started
have a
going-
family, though.
That's why I pay attention more, is because the more you have, the more you're like, oh, I got to cancel that one in order
Yeah.
to keep these going or whatever.
Well, I was like, I watched it. I hardly ever watch Netflix. I watched maybe like
I
one
don't
show
watch
on it.
nearly enough to
Not to pay $20 a
justify.
month.
Oh,
No,
fuck no.
I'm just there for the
insane.
comedy specials.
like I'd maybe watch like one show on there, and that was like, oh, I'm just watching TV to go to sleep.
The one time I feel like watching a movie, I'll pay $2.50 to rent it
Yeah,
for like
exactly.
24 hours. It's fine.
Yeah.
I guess they have been coming out with
Or you can be me and
Decent
rent it for
net-
$2.50 for 24 hours, and then keep it for 5 days.
I mean, they've been
That's
putting
what
out
happens to
decent
me.
Netflix originals, though, haven't they? I've heard Squid
There
Games
was
is really
something
good,
coming out
phenomenal.
on
Oh, it was
Netflix that
good.
I was like, fuck, I wish I still had Netflix. I can't remember what it was though.
What
So,
Euphoria
it's not
come
that
out on?
important.
That's HBO.
HBO.
Yeah.
I've heard. I still haven't seen Euphoria just because I don't watch TV, but I've heard that's been very good. I haven't seen it, and the way it gets talked about. I mean, me being just like a young male, like of course I have my opinions about it just because I have too much angst inside my body still. But I've heard that it's very phenomenal. It's like eye opening for people that don't like have to live with these kind of things in a normal day to day fashion.
It reminds me of Degrassi. Just another teen soap opera. That's what it is.
I never watched that either.
I mean, not to hate on it, but it's just like
There's been a lot of fucking in that show. For
yeah,
some reason.
it's just like
A lot of teenage fucking going on in that show.
That's the
A lot of people enjoying watching teenage
That's
fucking in
the
that
appeal.
show. And being upset that certain other teenagers aren't fucking. And anticipating other teenagers fucking.
I mean
And I
that's
think it's a problem.
That's a weird concept when you put it that way.
yeah.
Because, I mean, but they're not physically teenagers, but you are
Well,
thinking of
no.
them in the mindset of
Yeah,
these are
you're
adults.
watching them as
Yeah,
teenagers.
you're not thinking
Okay,
in the mind.
it's my argument for anime. Okay, I do not like anime titties when the character is supposed to be a high school, like a 14, 15, 16-year-old high school. Like anything that's illegal, I don't like. I won't watch anime.
Which
like
is
that.
half of anime. Yeah.
Like there's tons of people who sexualize like Sailor Moon, and I'm like, dude, she's 14. Like, nah.
It's
And then,
actually the opposite. The
Yeah.
content of the show is like the opposite.
yeah, there's people who sexualize.
Literally the
really is.
opposite.
Yeah, it really is. There's nothing to sexualize about Sailor Moon at all. It's
The makeup was like power, and it would give you magic. And
yeah. The author wrote Sailor Moon about girls. She's like, I wrote about these girls because they are girls I want to hang out with. Like, they're.
and
it's-
immediately a dude said, I want to fuck that.
yeah.
but there's also dudes who said I want to fuck Pokemon. So,
Yeah, that's true.
And
Everybody's
there's the
got to
entire
ruin
Brony
everything. Everybody's just got to ruin everything.
but no, that's
I
like
mean, to be fair, when I was a kid, totally.
you wanted to be a brony.
No,
You wanted to fuck Pokemon.
Sailor Moon.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And her
Like when
friends.
you're a teenager
Yeah.
watching Sailor Moon. Uncle, I mean, I could understand.
I
I
can
mean,
understand
Misty. Come on. Like, come on.
Okay, you're an adult
Okay,
now. You can't
Brock.
say
I
that.
can't say that now, but when I was younger,
problem.
when I watched Pokemon
Jake is
as a
Brock.
kid,
You're problematic.
He is Brock. You are Brock.
He's even got the squinty eyes.
that is, I'm not going to say race.
He just needs a better tan
Yeah, he just needs to
I need a tan,
Yeah.
honestly.
and spiky hair.
Get
He can be-
outside.
He can be Brock.
I mean, it can be pretty easily.
It wouldn't take too much effort.
Please read the fucking news.
Jesus Christ!
I don't know why you guys are attacking me. Like, we were having a conversation about the previous thing.
We're heated today! Get it going!
Already slapped the shit out of somebody. Slap the fuck out of somebody.
This is the best day on
Keep
podcast
the news
history.
out of your fucking mouth.
Keep my motherfucking news out of your motherfucking mouth.
This is the best
Authorities
non-podcast
searching
history.
for multiple people who fled from semi. Over 40 unaccounted for.
Fled from semi?
Yeah.
They must be fucking fast.
This happened in Purcell, Oklahoma.
Oh my god, local.
That's human trafficking for one.
Multiple agencies are searching for nearly 50 people after officials say they broke out from the back of a semi in Wayne near Purcell.
I knew that shit was going on here.
No,
that
it's
hu-
happening through here. Like
Is that human trafficking or is that? I was about to say
mean,
immigration,
it's
but
still-
we're not in
that's-
Texas anymore.
That's still human trafficking.
That is technically human
bringing people
trafficking. You're
across the
trafficking
border.
humans.
You are trafficking humans.
Yes, you're
At
right.
this
It's not
time,
just about sex.
You're
3
absolutely
people
right,
are
yeah.
being detained by the McLean County Sheriff's Office for questioning. However, more than 40 people are still unaccounted for after running from the truck in different directions. Law enforcement tells News 9 they believe it could be linked to the transportation of illegal immigrants.
Human
I was on it.
trafficking.
That is technically still human
Just
trafficking.
call it human because that
Yes.
breeds the whole
Immigration
Desensitized.
issue
Yeah,
where it's like red
illegal
versus
immigrant.
blue.
Oh, you're illegal. Yeah, it brings
You're
the whole.
dehumanizing
Yeah,
people.
you're dehumanizing people.
People
at that
are
point.
having to be hid and trafficked across the country to live.
Yeah.
Like they're being trafficked.
The sheriff's office say that this all happened around 9:30 p.m. Monday when someone called police saying they saw dozens of people running from a semi-truck with blacked out lights. That's where they fucked up.
Don't
If
black
they
out
would
the
have
lights.
blacked out the lights, no one would have suspected a
No,
thing.
just turn
Well,
the
they
truck
would have
off.
suspected the people running from it, I think.
Well, I mean,
I think
And
that
then they saw the lights maybe afterwards.
Well, I think probably the lights was the thing. I mean, you see a light. If their lights are blacked out, that's still going to be like.
because it's a semi. Like,
Yeah, you
that's
don't
not a
black
normal
out
thing.
any lights.
Well, especially on a semi, that's pretty noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
the
if you would have
bigger-
had like left your truck fucking normal and just some people just opened up and just hopped out.
It's so weird how people like try to like when they try to be nonchalant, they go for the most chalant
Yeah,
things.
it's just like the-
you just don't have to do anything. And they're just like, I have to do everything.
You have to be super.
Overthinking.
You just have to be super slow about it. Like
Yeah.
2 at a time, hop out and
Yeah.
then go off.
Yeah.
And then keep watch and then
Be
2 more.
nonchalant.
Maybe they had the idea of just like if we all go, they can only catch a couple of us.
I mean, that is.
They weren't wrong.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because more than 40 are still out.
If I was in that situation, I wouldn't be thinking about anybody looking at me.
Yeah.
I'd just run.
Yeah, I get it.
that's a 4 out of 5 success rate.
That's when you're at a party and you hear the cops are here,
Yeah,
run.
you just
You kind of just
Don't
run.
think about shit.
That actually happened to me once.
Yeah, it's happened to me a couple times.
Because you don't want to be the guy that doesn't run.
Yeah, you don't want to be the guy that gets caught by the cops.
What's funny is like no one said the cops were here. I just saw the flashlights, so I just ran stupidly inside the house and hid inside of a closet. And then somebody walked upstairs and was like, "Hey, they said if they come up here and they find anybody after this point, you're going straight to jail." And I was like, "I guess I'm going outside because I'm not going to jail."
What if they're just bluffing? They probably didn't even go upstairs.
I wasn't risking it, man.
That's fair.
Whoever was downstairs totally snitched on you, by
I
the way.
was
Totally yeah.
drunk, but I went with my best friend Daniel, and I got lucky that he got drunk and then, or no, he was actually high out of his mind, but was able to follow the pen perfectly. So he got to drive us out of there. Because he told me to follow the pen and I fell backwards.
I'll say when you're stoned, it's a lot easier to follow the pen. There's a
So
movement.
he said, follow the pen. He goes, did you come here with someone? I was like, yeah, him. And he had him follow. He's like, just get your drunk friend out of here.
Just get your drunk friend out of
I was like, thank God you were able to follow that pen. We came there with another guy. I have no idea what happened to him.
Who was it?
To this day.
It was his friend Isaac.
Oh, yeah, fucking Isaac.
We called him like after we left. And we were like, dude, where were you? He's like, I watched the whole thing, man. I was out in the trees.
That's a smart guy.
Hey,
No.
god damn.
He's like, I jumped the fence and ran to the trees.
Yeah,
I
he
watched-
wins.
He's like, I watched you guys go through that test. I was like, you fucking asshole.
That's a good friend though. He stayed and
You know
watched
that's
to
not
make
how
sure.
Isaac sounded.
I know, but I can't put it into Isaac.
How did Isaac sound? I want to hear this guy. I want a best Isaac impression.
Isaac had a lisp.
Yeah, he did.
It was a very, very prevalent lisp. But when we got drunk,
Uh-oh.
it was even more of a lisp. I'm not gonna attempt it, but I just remember him say like it was like not only a lisp, it was like a lisp and almost like a hair lip. So it was like
Speech impediment.
And a slight bit of a stutter.
yeah, he was just
That's
a
just
trip.
a wreck vocally.
He was a trip. This kid was
I think
a wreck.
every high school has a
But
few
he
of
was
those.
a really good drummer.
That's true.
He was pretty good. But he also was a mess. He was
Hey,
a mess.
He doesn't have to worry about learning to speak, so he can just focus on drumming.
There would be times because I mean he was at the house a lot, like in the era of the party, and he would send me Facebook Messenger. He's like, "Yo, can I come like crash on your couch?" And I'm like, he's like, "Cameron and Dale aren't there. Can I come crash on your couch?" I'm just like, "Go for it, bro." Like one of you guys would have been Dale would have been showing up later usually, because Dale was. I mean, it was just everyone was always there. That was a weird time.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't as bad as having Nathan at the house, though.
No, that's what I'm thinking about.
Okay.
Holy shit! I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. That was Nathan. Nathan is the person who I thought was Isaac. Scratch all of that. Nathan is that one. Oh my god. Yeah, Nathan. Nathan Ward.
You remember when I messed with him really bad when he got high?
Oh yeah. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm also really high.
Just insulted Isaac.
I just
Isaac
insulted
watching
Isaac.
this, like,
Wherever Isaac
I don't
is
have a
right now.
fucking list. What the fuck?
I don't have a fucking hair
Why
lip,
are you just lying
asshole.
about me?
He's
What
like,
the
hey,
fuck?
He's like, hey, shut up, man.
Oh, stop! I don't have a lip or a hair lip.
No, one time he got
Lord.
really high at the house, and I put on a devil mask
That's the.
and walked up to him and was like talking like this to him. And I walked up, and he was holding a chair to try to back me up.
He
I,
was freaking out.
I duct taped him to the chair.
Yeah. We used to fuck with that kid. But
I
he
win.
was a mess. He was a mess. That's who I'm thinking
Yeah.
about. God damn
And then
it.
I got yelled at for doing that to him.
Really?
By who?
Cat. She was dating him at the time, but she yelled at me. Quit being so mean.
Love makes you do crazy things.
She just slapped the shit out of me.
That is the
God,
was the best night in
that
weed
house,
history.
man.
The house was nuts.
That house was a fucking mess. God damn, we were.
That house always felt sticky.
Probably was always sticky.
We
It's a bunch
spilled
of
so
men.
much beer and
Four Loko
Four
and beer.
Loko.
Jerking off on the couch naked.
Not on the leather couch. That sucks to jerk off on.
yeah, you
Your
get
ass
stuck
sticks to it.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah, it's like Velcro.
Especially if all of your little boys get stuck on there, like
No.
they dry, and then you gotta
I'm not a fucking animal.
you just shoot it up like a waterfowl and see if
Just
it
see
lands
if it
somewhere.
sticks on the ceiling. Oh, nice. Just go about my
Someone's
day.
sitting there just like a drop hits their
Oh
nose.
God! Oh, ew! 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 Ew!
They taste like, what is this? Salty.
Why would your first reaction to be lit?
Yeah,
something
why
like
would
That came off the roof.
something that
Jumped off
dropped off the ceiling that was like clear, a cloudy substance?
Misty.
Why would your first instinct be like, "Let me taste it"?
I'm primitive, man.
Like my first instinct would just be like,
No.
"Wipe it off my hand."
I'm like every 1980s detective where I just did my hands in it, lick it real quick, and be like, yep, that's pure heroin.
You're problematic.
Yep. Pure heroin. Wait.
Oh, okay, so last news story,
Last
That's
story.
news story.
and this is gonna be a downer, guys.
Cool.
That's what I'm here for.
Felt like a dream. Witness recounts moment teen falls to death from Florida amusement park ride.
Wait, she recalls the moment she fell to death?
I think I
she
watched.
recalls the moment she saw it happen.
I think I watched this on YouTube, and the news like refused to air the actual footage.
Yeah.
which is
So these kids were doing that ride where it goes up and then just drops you. Well, the guy
Yeah,
running the
I saw
ride
this
didn't
one,
make
yeah.
sure everything was clicked in, and the kid that I can't remember how old. I think he was like 17. Oh, 14.
I
Sorry,
was
he's
just say
14.
14. Yeah.
He was kind of a bigger kid. They didn't make sure it was all latched in, and there was cell phone footage of them being like, "Hey, are you gonna check everything?"
He didn't go skyrocket, did he? He didn't go Team Rocket to the moon.
No, he came out when it dropped.
Oh, so he kind of like stayed up and kind of just
Yeah, so
Free-
he fell.
yeah.
I think it.
yeah.
What's the height of it? I can't remember. I think it was like 400 and something feet.
Yeah, he Tom Petty that shit.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
a free fall.
yeah, it's insane. Like it's crazy. Like
I swear I saw a story that said that it locked in, like his stuff did lock in, and that it malfunctioned. Because I got the title of like the dream thing. I got that in one of my notifications. That it said like
Nobody-
seed locked fully in.
the person who witnessed it said nobody walked around to see if everybody was in securely.
Okay.
Where's the rest?
Not to insult the kid, but what was the weight? We got no.
It doesn't say how much he weighed. I mean, he was.
It wasn't like he wasn't. It wasn't like absurd. Like we don't know if you
Well,
need two
and
seats.
here's the thing: is that ride you're supposed to be 16 and over,
Oh, how old was he?
14.
Oh,
There's a lot of.
a lot of things.
But according to the safety inspection, it passed back in December. But it only passes if everything's locked
Yeah,
in
it
place.
only passes if they do what they're supposed to be doing.
the company that I work for pass a lot of bodies I see, and I mean they have like today we had tried to put a shelf in one of the truck bodies, and we had to take a hydraulic pump, extend the compartment wide enough so that the shelf could fit because they welded the compartment too small. We broke the compartment, and the compartment was still too small,
But here's the thing: is
and
like
that passed inspections.
Here's
So I
the
don't
thing.
trust inspections.
it probably would have been safe had the guy walked around and made sure everyone was clicked
Yeah,
in.
did you say the dude was like 17 that was checking like walking around it?
No. I thought the kid was 17, but he was
Oh.
14. But there's I actually watched the cell phone footage of someone saying, "Hey, are you going to check this?" And the guy was like, "Oh, everyone's fine." Like he
That's
never.
weird. It's weird that she's. That's so weird. Like when you get these moments recorded, you're just like. I'm not saying this is a conspiracy at all. It's 100% coincidence, but I'm just like, it's just weird how like in that situation, like that was about to happen, and then someone just happened to take their phone out at that time before it all happened.
Well, they were
to show.
no,
No,
I mean-
she was recording like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
like getting on
Yeah.
the ride and everything.
Oh,
They
okay,
just
was somebody on the
isolated
ride?
that
Yeah.
clip
Yeah.
Okay,
of her
okay.
like saying, like, "Hey, are you going to check it, make sure everyone's
Okay.
Everybody records everything now.
That's
it's
also
just
fair.
like they're having
But
fun.
the guy was just like, "Oh no, everyone's fine." Like didn't walk around and check anything.
Yeah, that's just a whole list
It's
of
negligence for one.
Also, are they checking IDs when they're going and they're laying these people on? They're probably just checking
Oh,
like.
no, it's like a
like you look like
yeah,
you're 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
So
But-
there's like you like it's not even about age, it's about like size. So the dude is probably like big enough where it's like yeah.
No,
you're
I mean
fine.
they from what I saw, like he was a bigger kid. Like he probably looked 16.
Yeah,
But-
that's what I'm saying. Like it's all about size. Not
But even I mean,
age.
the age really has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that the guy didn't check.
yeah, no checking.
Like didn't make sure everyone was securely locked in. Like, and man,
You had one
But
job.
also,
can you imagine though? Like you're at an amusement park. You're at an amusement park with your family. Your kid's like, "Oh, I want to go ride this ride," and you're like, "Oh yeah, go have fun," and then your kid's dead because of negligence.
or even just being there at the park while that happened.
Yeah,
that too.
seeing that, god damn.
I am going to say though, in all of my years of going to amusement parks, I've never gone on a ride and not checked that seat like 2 or 3 fucking times. So I'm like, I don't want anything
No,
to
but they
fucking happen
said
to me.
they were telling him that things were not like something
Yeah.
was wrong, and like the guy was just like, "Oh, you're fine."
When you're 14
I-
years old and somebody tells you it's okay, you're like,
That is true.
Okay.
It's just like, okay, well, I guess it's
good.
fine.
So
I guess
he's like,
it's
okay.
cool. I guess that's how it's
Yeah.
supposed to go.
Now, like at my age where I'm sitting there, I'd be like, no, you get me the
obviously-
fuck off
yeah,
of this thing.
obviously, as an
You
adult,
sit in this seat, I press the button, we see how well you do. Then I go on.
as an adult, you would probably hurt yourself trying to get the harness as tight as possible.
Oh
But
yeah,
a
I
kid,
mean, you'd probably like when you actually like bounce up
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
have that resistance, you'd probably break some shit.
right? You bet.
Yeah, it's just
I mean, that is a terror.
Crazy
Like
story.
that. Yeah, that is just fucking.
Poor family. Dude.
yeah, no kid.
And
Yeah,
everyone
between that
there.
and all the airplanes, I'm just like all the things that I don't think about that are hazardous. And I just do. I'm just like, fuck you for making me have to think about these things now. Like you shouldn't have to think about the
What do you mean
hazardous
airplanes?
things. Remember I was talking about the downfall of Boeing before and the airplanes that went down because they were too greedy to fix this thing
Oh,
about the
yeah.
plane. Like the whole thing about like literally just
He's
corporate
losing
greed.
his trust in the system.
I mean, I didn't really have trust in the system,
But
but it's
still,
just
like
these little
statistically, you're
things.
more likely to get in a car wreck.
Yeah, I mean, those 500 people would have said that in those 6 months.
Well, yeah, but I mean, so would the 500 people that have been in car wrecks.
How many of those people in that plane were in a car wreck in the past 6 months?
0. They were just in a plane crash.
No, I mean they could have been in a car wreck in the 6 months leading up to it.
That is true. But also, I mean, because this was like their situation wasn't coincidence. Like it didn't happen just out of a blue moon. It happened directly because of corporate greed. Like directly
I
because
mean,
they're
this
like, we're not
happened
fixing
directly
this.
because of negligence.
That is, yes, that's what I'm saying. That,
was it-
I'm equating them saying like it's making me like these things that you go to amusement park, you don't want to have to think about that. When you
No,
go on
you
a plane,
want-
you
you're
don't
there to
want to have
have
to think
fun.
about like. Yeah, like you don't want to have to think about those things. And now with these things happening, like it's like especially for someone like me who's like just born with anxiety at all times. I'm just like I have to think now. I physically have to think about these things all the time.
Negligence is a huge issue.
Yeah, and you
all
just
across the board.
and you just see like how common negligence is. Where it's just like it's not. It's like you look at all these places. Like it's not the fact that there is a negligence. It's just the fact that you can't see it. A lot, like the majority of the time, you just can't see it because
But you're also not seeing how many times has someone ridden that same fucking ride and that not happened?
Right.
I mean, at the same time, like this is a 1 in like 15 million chance, if that, probably less.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's
always going to
it's
be
just
a
it might be-
risk.
It's
But
the
then
head.
again, I mean,
It's always gonna
once
be a
bad
risk.
happens, it's news.
yeah,
News
it's
is
highlighted.
Yeah, the good quote unquote
See,
normal.
unfortunately, for between us having a job and him having a job, is his job killed someone.
Yeah, exactly.
How many times have you cut corners in your job to get your job done faster?
That's what I'm saying. Like it's all the time. All the time.
We've all done it. Everyone's done it.
Yeah.
But
Whether you think
we
it's
don't
actually
kill people
better or
from
worse.
doing it.
But we could.
Not that we know of.
Yeah, that's
What if
it.
it's some like strange butterfly effect?
Yeah.
What if something you have done has indirectly
Yes.
led to the death of
Yes.
someone else?
I think about that all the time where I have shit where like I'm in a bad mood and then all of a sudden everyone in my vicinity the entire day's in a
can't
bad
think
mood.
Like that. Like, that's just,
Well, I'm
that
just-
takes you down a rabbit hole you don't want to
It does. It takes you down a horrible rabbit hole, especially if you don't sleep. It takes you down a really dangerous rabbit hole.
I'm not going to put myself
Or,
in that
I think,
position.
yeah, I think for
ever.
2 days I actually thought I was psychic and I was actually affecting people. I think I just wasn't sleeping enough. Well, I know I wasn't sleeping enough.
You're
I'm
probably just
definitely
being a
not psychic.
shithead, and people were tired of dealing with you.
That's highly likely.
That's
Probably
more
someone
likely
said,
than,
"Hey Jay," I said, "What?"
That's probably more likely than the.
Well, no. When I'm upset at work, I just don't talk. Like I just go off and do my own thing.
But that's the thing is people read
an
body
energy.
people read body language a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah,
more
if
than
you're
they think they
typically
do.
like a happy-go-lucky guy, and then
Hmm.
one day you're not talking to anyone, they're gonna be like, "Oh,
It's just weird
pissed.
how like
he's
how
in a bad mood," and then
Yeah.
they don't want to talk. Therefore, maybe talking to you brightened their day. Well, now they can't do. Now they're in a bad mood.
See, then that's where like my
the
anxiety
butterfly
ridden
effect.
brain is just like, what if I'm in a bad mood? I just don't want to talk. But then if I don't talk, like, what if they have a bad day? That's the kind of brain of someone who's worried about everything in their life, and I don't want to be that person. But I am.
I'm not
trying
that
to be.
person.
I worry about
If
everything.
your
I
bad
worry,
mood is affected by my bad mood, sucks to be you. Dude.
I worry about
Can't
my
manage
breathing
your
patterns.
emotions very well.
Yeah, like if my
I
mood
can't.
affects the way your day goes, that's not my fault.
Unless it's like lashing out.
Yeah, if I was being an asshole and
Yeah.
made their day bad, yeah.
Yeah.
But if I'm
Call
just
my
like,
wife Jane, G.I. Jane, then I'd be a
If
little
I'm putting
upset.
out the vibe that I'm in a bad mood and it ruins your day.
Yeah.
like that's you're
That's a
too
really,
bad,
yeah,
buddy.
that's
Yeah,
a really weak
yeah,
vibe that you have.
That's not my fault.
That's now your issue.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I just whitewashed your vibe. Like, get a
Sorry,
stronger
my
vibe.
body.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mood affects your day. You should not be relying on me to keep your day good.
But what happens when someone else's mood affects your day?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
No.
And I have
Fuck that person.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
for
have
about
thick
20
earphones.
seconds, but then it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, like I'll be like, fuck that
And
guy.
it turns into an afterthought.
And I'll be
Like,
I'll be
yeah,
mad for
they're
a little
just
bit,
having
then I'm
a
like,
fucking-
fuck
they're
it,
just
whatever.
having a-
There's no point in being mad about that. It's
They're just
stupid.
having a time.
Yeah. If I'm having
I
a bad
am
day at
that
work,
happy-go-lucky guy. Like it takes a lot to put me in a permanent bad mood for the day.
and I'm very much a morning person. Like, I come into work and I'm normally like giddy.
Ew, gross.
I know people hate me. I've had
That's
people.
the HR department.
I've had
issue
people
right there.
physically tell me. I've had people say I'm going to HR because you're too goddamn happy, and I've heard people say,
No.
"Shut the fuck up, you're too
No,
happy
saying
right now."
because you come into work. Ugh.
Yeah, I
gross.
come in and out of work.
Yuck. That's HR.
I'm not gonna say that. Yeah. I hate my HR person. Everyone hates my HR person.
They're supposed to.
You're going to catch a case.
You know, you don't have to though.
I don't even know my HR person.
That's a gift. That's a gift.
I feel like we have an HR liaison. in a roundabout way, but not necessarily an HR person.
I should be an HR liaison.
Yeah, she doesn't. I mean, no.
Last time I even I've only spoken to my HR person through email, and that was like they were like, "Oh, you have COVID? Okay, well you need to stay out for a couple days." And then I emailed her 2 days before I was supposed to come back. Hey, my kids just tested positive. Okay, we'll see you Thursday. I'm like, what? Huh?
It's weird. Yeah, we have an HR
What?
person, but they don't really have the power to do the shit that they're supposed to do, which is weird. I don't understand how it works.
HR departments are weird.
Our HR person also runs our payroll, and she does like it's one person that does it by herself on a computer on Excel.
Yeah, our HR person is more like the store manager. Everyone just cuts to the chase and goes straight to the top. They're just like, nah, I ain't fucking around.
I think you need an informal middleman HR person. Then you need the actual HR person, the middleman, to be like looking at people like, are any of you acting like a bitch right now? Like anyone like
I mean,
just in a bad feel? And
it would help if she was like Toby from The Office, like just strictly about business and like.
you need. I think for
That's the
someone
opposite. It's like
for someone in my work environment, we need a field HR person,
Nobody
someone who's
here knows
actively in
what
the
he's
field.
talking about.
What?
I said nobody here knows what he's talking about. We don't
Me?
about The Office. We don't watch The Office.
I don't watch The Office.
Toby.
Nobody
No,
else.
that's okay.
Don't watch The Office.
Not here. In the audience.
We've
Perhaps.
probably scared them all away with how much we talk about how much we hate The Office.
No. The audience.
I do verbally hate The
The
Office.
audience of the podcast are sophisticated individuals.
That's why they don't watch.
who are
If they're-
able to distinguish
if they're here, they're-
certain
I don't think so.
opinions.
They're still with us. No, I don't think so.
If they're sophisticated, they'll watch the English version of The Office.
They'll watch the English version of Absurdity Podcast.
Actually, no. I know.
Yeah,
I'm well aware
raunchy.
that one of our watchers, listeners, followers is an Office fan.
And
Yeah.
what did they get
It's super popular.
GPA wise in high school?
It's fine. It's
I need to know their IQ points.
And it's not cool to hate something that's popular just for the sake of hating something that's
It's
popular.
kinda-
But I
it's
just
kinda funny,
don't
though.
like.
No, yeah,
No,
I'm
I
down.
just-
I'm down that you don't dig it.
There are episodes that are like Hall of Fame episodes.
Why?
funny moments.
Why are you
Because it's so
doing
fun.
this?
I want to do
Oh
it
my
watching him
God.
doing it. It looks so fun.
I'm just like over here cringing so hard.
Because you can
Just,
hear everything.
hey, you
back
got a
there.
4-channel mixer? Just
Yeah, you can mute him if you want to.
Bye.
Yeah. But yeah, like
Bye-bye.
those episodes of The Office I absolutely love, but then I also see a lot of The Office as kind of like just like almost cringy, just like it's just weird. It's a weird humor that I like, it makes me uncomfortable almost, where I'm just like, I don't like it so much. But then some of their gimmicks they do for some of their episodes are like Hall of Famers. So I don't hate The Office, but it's very funny to shit on The Office in front of people who like die hard love The Office because they like start flailing
It's
their
so
arms
funny
at you.
because like I can do that, and then people will come back at me because they know I like Friends, and they'll like shit on Friends, and I'm like, okay, like
See,
you
I'll
you
play
have
both
it-
sides.
Like, I don't. It
I
doesn't
don't care
bother
enough.
me.
No, I don't.
It
care
doesn't
enough.
bother me if you shit on a show that I enjoy. Like I
That's
enjoy it. I
fine.
don't expect
Yeah.
you to. Like if you do, cool. If
I
not,
got joy
whatever.
out of it. You didn't get shit, bitch.
I'm the kind of person.
It made you upset. It made me happy. Fuck your life. And I enjoy mine.
Sucker.
I'm the kind of person where like
man who loved the show King of Queens.
I did love the show. I
Oh.
did.
if you and me enjoyed the same show, then I would shit on that show just to see what your reaction would be to me shitting on that show just for fun.
I don't
Well,
have
I
a
find-
reaction.
The only reason I watched King of
Not like
Queens
physically
was
you,
for
but
Patton
like
Oswalt.
somebody else.
Oswald.
Yeah.
I like Jerry Stiller a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
did too.
yeah.
He was my favorite character.
Yeah. It was something to pass the time more than anything if I watched it.
I really like Scrubs too.
We talked about that. last
No,
week.
We already
fuck
talked about
Scrubs.
that, yeah.
Watch House.
We can physically never talk about that ever again.
I
We talked about it once.
Did you watch House?
I've watched.
Oh,
House.
that is very
I
true.
wasn't like an avid watcher, but I've watched it,
Yeah.
and it's a good show.
It is a roll of quarters in my pocket.
Hugh Lowry,
But I mean, it's not like I'm
the
Whatever.
fucking Brit.
like. It cracks me up that people shit on what
always
other people
infection.
like on TV. It's like, who cares?
Hey, same thing
It's-
with music.
It's what they're enjoying. Who
Yeah.
the only time I shit on anything with music is when it's country music. I'll shit on country music.
I like country music.
I don't
I like country music.
like if my wife's. I'm like, turn that shit off.
Let's all take a moment to shit on country music.
I don't. Want
Can we? No.
I really only like to shit on like pop country. I
Yes,
guess.
that's the kind of country I'm talking about.
I like pop country.
I mean, bluegrass has influenced.
The only country I ever really
Blues,
somewhat enjoyed
so-
was John Denver.
Rock Mountain. No, I like
The man that was afraid of airplanes that died on an
I
airplane.
like Garth.
place.
I like Alan Jackson. I
Where
like
I
Randy
belong.
Travis. I like Travis Tritt. I like
West
Brooks and Dunn.
Virginia,
I like.
Mountain Mama,
I just like. I mean,
big
I like country music. I like real country music.
country road.
I like how almost all of it sounds like. For me, it's just like when people like. I understand when you're specifying like this genre, where it's just like I understand like that like. If you like the original and you don't like the original being changed and you have like an idea about that, but for me it's like it's all sounds.
What's funny is like, I love the music of country, like the guitar and all that stuff. It's the vocals that get me. It's like we get it. It's country music. You don't have to sound like a hillbilly.
People sound like that. That is how people sound. That's like you going to China and be like, "We get it. You're
Yeah, but
Chinese.
I
You don't have to
guarantee
sound
you
Chinese."
90% of them, before they ever sang country music, talked normal. They didn't talk like this every time they went somewhere.
Well,
to
they're
talk to
also
somebody.
they're fucking corporate plugs, anyways. They're just
That's my
fucking people that
point.
got brought up. Yeah,
It's like they put it on the accent way too thick,
I mean, it's the
and
same.
it becomes annoying.
It's just like how the Country Music Awards is just like the Oscars. It's all just fucking paid plugs that just go in there. They're all fucking brought up by advertisements and fucking people having their backs, which kind of just sounds nice, actually.
It's almost
I
like the
that.
entertainment industry in general.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's every industry.
The only country I'll ever listen to is Johnny Cash and Conway Twitty.
Which is so weird.
And that's
is
it.
If we're wanting this to be successful, we'll be in the entertainment industry.
No, we don't have to. I mean, we can say that
Listen,
we're in the genre. We don't
I'm
have
not
to be
sucking
in
dick to get to where I need to get.
No, I'm not either.
Okay.
I would say
Just
the-
saying it now.
it's weird for entertainment nowadays. Like
I'm not even going
there
to justify
is
it by saying it.
there is an
It's implied
entertainment
that I'll
industry.
never do it.
Oh,
Like
thought it was going to go the other way.
It's implied.
It's implied that I absolutely would do it.
I have standards.
I have standards, but I also have bills. Like I also have a difference.
Okay, so 3 of us will not. 1 absolutely will.
One will listen. One's honest, and there's 3 liars.
I just said I wouldn't do it to further our career.
That's true. I'll do it to like if I want. Not even if I need money. If I want money, I will suck a dick.
He'll do it for funsies.
Yeah, if I just want to suck a dick, I'll
For
suck a dick.
pleasure, I mean, that's a different story.
Listen, my time's worth something. Come on.
Business is business.
Listen.
Pleasure is
I've
pleasure.
eaten a lot of yogurt directly out of the container. I think my time's worth
I'm
something.
not even going to try to correlate what the hell to do with anything.
I'm not either.
That tongue game is strong!
For the
both
pee
people.
hole? For the urethra? I'm done.
I'm done. Thanks
Signing
for tuning in.
Signing off.
You know
Do
what
what you
to check
gotta
us
do
out
for
on.
money.
Like, I'm not going to go
Drop
through all
us
that.
a line.
Yeah.
Give us a like, give us a share.
And go
Suck a
check
dick
out our
for
other
money.
podcast. Chaotic Stupid,
Yeah,
a
do
quote
that.
unquote D&D podcast.
Do that.
Quote
too.
unquote D&D podcast.
Quote unquote D&D podcast.
And of course,
Quote unquote D&D.
and of course, go to our Patreon.
Please.
Help support us.
It will grow. We will be putting more things on there
down there?
in the future.
It's down there, right?
I think it's down.
Hell,
We understand the
Hell is
Patreon is
down
not
there.
much right now, but we are working on adding as much as we can to the Patreon.
Hey,
We're trying
you're
to figure out
getting
more content.
You're getting about 30 to 40 minutes every 2 weeks
Yeah.
right now. And if you
it's
subscribe
just
now-
$1. Like
if
we're
you
not asking for
subscribe
$5.
now, you have at least 4 hours worth of content.
At least.
At least.
Yeah, and it's just $1 a month. Like
Yep.
a lot of these other Patreons, especially for podcasts, are doing $5, $10 a month. We're asking for $1
It
because
will
we
be
know
there soon, don't worry.
because we know we don't have much to offer right now, but we will be building it up. You just got to stick with us. You're part of the family
Bullshit.
too.
we got plenty to offer.
We're building an empire here.
We don't have $5 a month to offer.
We're
we
gonna
have
be
we
the-
have $1 a
We're
month
going to
to
be the
offer.
platform everyone wants to come to.
We're the underdog.
We're going to be our own platform.
We are going to be our own platform. I'm going to learn programming.
Platform's not the one I wanted to use.
Network.
Network.
No,
there
no,
it
no,
is.
no, no, you do not back down. You stick with platform. We're going to build a platform. YouTube 2.0.
I'm going to call it Me Too.
Absurdcast.
Bye.
Absurdcast.
Bye.
Absurdcast.
Peace and love. Bye.
Toodaloo.
Toodles.